Good afternoon. This is Todd Rothstein of Great Falls Construction, Gorham, Maine. I'm here today at Scarborough location for Goodwill, Northern New England. And a little while ago, we took a video of some of the samples that we were doing on this site, and we're going to be redoing the floors. At this point, I'm going to show you right now the floor in its state where it's been all grinded and cleaned, and then it has been primed. I'm going to introduce to you Mike Vizikis from DMT Flooring, who's working with us on this installation for the flooring at Goodwill. Well, first I'll just show you right now, this floor right now has been already primed and being prepared for the flooring material application. Originally, we showed you just a couple of test samples that we did, and the clients picked the resin material. So now I'm just going to introduce Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Good. Yeah.
So right now, I just wanted to, if you could just show me a couple, show the customers what we have right here.
This is a vapor primer, which we use in the first coat system.
Yes.
And it's A and B mixed with 2 parts of water added to it.
Now, the benefit of obviously putting the primer down is, you said a vapor barrier, and basically what does that prevent with concrete?
Moisture from leaking through the concrete.
That's right. It means there's dirt underneath that concrete that's compacted, and then some people don't know some of that material, and so there's the material that's underneath the concrete, and sometimes that wicks up water, correct?
Moisture wicks up through, yes.
And that'll put some sort of damages.
This will hold it down so it shouldn't penetrate through.
Fantastic. And so we've got our one part, and then there's a second part you mix it with to create that nice hard resin.
We add an A and B together,
nice.
1 part together.
Excellent.
Mix them both up for 2 minutes, and then add 2 parts of water to this, and then we squeegee and back roll on the floor.
Fantastic. And now that we've had it all primed and ready to go, our next step is to
add the color base to it.
All right, let's go take a look. So right here at our mixing station, of course. So what's the process now? I see you have a little cup right here of some material. That's our color right there?
That's our color that we're adding to the mix, to the clear coat, which is part A, and we want to mix that for 3-4 minutes so that we get a uniform color throughout.
Yes.
And then when we're ready, we'll add part B, mix it up, and then squeegee it down on the floor and back roll. Justin here is adding 4 ounces to a gallon approximately.
Yeah.
You can actually increase that if you'd like to make it darker, or lessen it to make it lighter, but 4 ounces is usually the minimum you want to put in. So.
All right, so we'll just take a look after that's been mixed up and apply it on the floor. And that looks like that was a brass color, correct?
This is a brass color, yes.
And there's a multiple. Before we did a video of some of the color charts on some of the options that clients can have to be applied onto the concrete.
Right, and you can also blend a couple colors together as you go. So.
Nice. Now I know one of the things we were talking about, right, when you mentioned blending, also in how you apply the material, for instance, you might be able to get different textures, so it's not just a one solid color application, correct?
Right, it has a mottled look, or you can add, if we wanted to, we could add a green or a dark brown to this in a swirl pattern or in any kind of pattern you're looking for. So. All
right, so after this is all mixed up, we'll come back and take a look how it looks. So at this point, we've mixed all of our color and all our catalyst together, and we've basically taken our bucket, poured it out, and now the fellas are squeegeeing and applying it onto the primed floor. So just pour it out in the area.
You pour it out in the ribbon as you go.
Yeah.
And then take your squeegee and move it along.
Right.
And then you're in your back roller over it.
Right. And obviously, just it doesn't have. You don't want to be putting it on like paint where it's all one even. That actually gives it more of the texture, isn't it? When you squeegee it on.
Yeah, you can break it down some, yes.
You know. Yeah. Nice. And then, of course, you're just using a little brush there just to get the edges right up to the.
Yeah, you paint your edges with a paintbrush. And
right. I see you taped off the walls, which is great. And then, how long do you, before you roll it out?
I'll get up here a little bit so I can get out of the way and then get moving.
Right.
Get yourself pretty decent, about 4 feet or so, and then you can just start right in back roll, and then you're good to go.
Now, one of the things why we selected this material was as you can see, all the mastic lines, the squares from the old residue of all the old material on the floor.
Yep.
And so applying this product is going to have a really nice cover over all these squares. Is that correct?
So you shouldn't see any of it.
So all these squares, that's from all the old material that was here. And after we install the new product, it'll have a full cover over all this. Nice. All right, so we'll come back in after we start rolling it out. All right, so we've squeegeed out, and now we're going to start rolling out.
Yeah, we're just back rolling some of it to knock it down.
Right. Knocking down meaning the high spots, correct?
Yeah, the high spots, so it's still, a little heavy.
Right.
And it really, you don't have to. You could leave it squeegeed in.
Now we're starting to get a better coverage on the floor with the roller, it looks like.
Yeah, because I'm just pushing it with the roller. I'm not...
Right. Not pressing down too hard.
Right, I'm letting it self-level by itself.
Yeah. And then just in the way you're doing it, that's going to create, when it's all completed...
A different effect, right.
Right. You will have some, variation in the color. Not in the color, but in just the finish.
In the finish look itself.
Right. Now, applying this is one thing, but then how long do you usually wait to dry before we put another coating on this?
This here is overnight, so you allow it 4 to 6, and usually best results overnight. So.
Right. And then once this dries, you're going to apply, what are you going to put on the top here?
A urethane on top of this, a clear urethane coating on top.
Right.
For extra protection.
That's right. And then we talked about in the front areas by the doors, we'll put an aggregate inside that urethane, give it a little non-skid.
You're going to add a little sand to it for a non-slip. It's more or less like talcum powder.
Right.
We're going to add that right to it, and should give you a non-slip pretty nice.
Nice. All right. And does it keep its gloss finish?
Yes, it does keep its gloss finish. So.
And then maintenance, once it's all dried with the poly on top, how do people keep it clean, or, just...
Mop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sweep them up, huh?
Mop it up, and you're good to go.
All right. And this, professionally done, could be somebody's basement.
Can be in your basement, your garage.
Right. Anything with concrete.
That is correct. Or wood as well.
Oh, wood. And I also, we talked earlier, you mentioned countertops as well.
That is correct, yeah.
And more people are using concrete for countertop surfaces, and this would be a nice finish. So instead of, you can put a dye in the concrete when you do a fresh concrete, but if you had an existing top, you can apply this material right on.
You can apply this material to it, and color.
Nice. All right, we'll come back when it's all done.